Hello, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. This is Fabrice, and today we have something a little bit unusual. The first time I've done an interview, and I'm very, very excited to share it with you. The interview is with Vince, who I met over a year ago, at SOA and then at Unreal Academy, and he is an Archviz artist, and as you will see, he does also music performances, and he's done a video using Unreal, and so I'll let you discover the interview. I'm very excited. Let me know what you think in the comments, please, and enjoy. Hello, Vince. Nice to see you here.
Hi, Fabrice.
So you have created this beautiful scene, and
Yes.
why don't you tell us a little bit about it, and what was it for, and the story behind?
Yeah, so basically, first of all, thanks for inviting me. And this is a video that I did for my latest show. I am a musician and a 3D artist in my regular day job. And yeah, I wanted to create something special for my audio video live show, and I met you 1 year and some days ago in London for the Unreal Academy, and you
Of course, yes.
suggested me to create all my the contents for the video in Unreal, and I followed your advice, and now here we are.
So because we'll talk about your film that you showed me in a little bit, and we'll kind of go through it, because I was looking at it this morning again, and I was like, wow, it's really powerful, the narrative and everything. So then we'll go back to your scene a little bit, so you won't be able to see that.
Okay. And yeah, so I was invited to premiere my new show there, and I managed to prepare all the contents with Unreal for the first 2 songs, and was pretty successful.
Was it the opening of the festival, or was it?
Yeah, it was the Friday, is one of the 2 main nights, and I opened the evening on the main stage. After me, some other important musicians played, like Caterina Barbieri, Varg, Nastica, and others. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I got a lot of good feedbacks, and basically are images that are accompanying the music and are inspired by some kind of longer movies that I have in mind. So I gave like a glimpse of some of the words that are in my mind for next projects, like a teaser of the bigger project. And yeah, and with Unreal was really fun and really nice to work, because it was easier to achieve these results, and working in real time is absolutely mind-blowing. My latest show was also around 26 minutes of music, and I did most of the content
show before.
Yeah, I did the one you saw last year, and I did it with Corona render, which is fantastic, but took forever to render and
I remember. Wow.
Check the scenes and everything.
So you can't see my screen now, but I've got the movie playing and the sound in the background, so hopefully people can hear as well. But I'll put the movie at the end of the video. But here, what's amazing is how basically there's a kind of a story to the movie, first of all, but also the music. I mean, before we go into the scene, can you tell us a little bit about the music, like how you go about creating that? And like, do you have an idea in your head first, or you just take one sort of?
Yeah, the music I do usually with this project at least is the Nent, and is based on dreams and memories that I have. And usually I compose the music by putting together many field recordings and sounds that I recorded through important moments of my life, let's say. And then I composed them together, and this time I also wanted to add some piano notes to make it more personal, and because I really like to play piano, and
Right.
so
I was wondering whether that was you playing there.
yeah, sure. Yeah. There are also many sounds from abandoned places, and I don't know, sounds from my childhood and things like that, and then I composed them together, and yeah. And I like this composition particularly. It's called Neither. It is also the name of the show that I did, and it's called Neither because there's two parts. Like one is more calm and abstract with these piano notes, and the second is a bit darker and with these explosions and flying monoliths, in which I play the drums, and it's synchronized with the flashes of the video. So I think it's a really nice experience to see live, especially in a location like the National Gallery of Prague, where we did the premiere, because it's really a huge screen, and yeah, it's really
it looks monumental, the image behind you, and when you're like cut out on stage like this, I mean, you can't see it because I'm looking at it as you're talking. It just sounds great as well.
Yeah.
And that, now the flashes have just started, and you're taking the
and that's like the second part, which is I don't know, it's a bit metaphoric expression of what I feel inside myself, like a calmer and brighter side, and the darker and more agitated state part of myself. So it's kind of, yeah.
It's like I've been listening to a lot of psychology recently, and water apparently is well, everything's got several meanings, but one of the meanings of water is like chaos. Like associated with Mother Nature, and like the kind of, like you could say masculine and feminine have both sides each, like good,
it's right.
good and bad, and the sea can be the source of basically disaster, like tsunamis, And although it's really calm here, there's a sense of like, the rocks are all, that's nature, that's completely wild and chaotic, and then you see the ruins, which are like ancient order, that's fallen. And then I won't spoil it for people who haven't seen it yet, but then in the end that you have this conclusion with the, that's like the monolith ultimate perfection, and especially with the light and stuff. I think you've kind of hit some really deep, fundamental, human ideas here, like myths and stuff.
Yeah. Also, I realized later that the first part, as the sky is bright, so it's like daylight somehow, but we are in the cave, which is kind of more intimate and the closed space, and the second one is like open space, night, much more, it's not a protected thing. There is wind, and this monolith is much more scary and, less secure, to be in the open space somehow.
With the big mountains in the background. Yeah, so now in the video I've got the monolith rising, and with you
Yeah, I
doing
like
it,
the same.
it's just awesome. People in the
Thanks.
room must have just gone, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. I was really blushing after because everybody was really excited, and even when I did the sound check, I never heard the technician making. They were making applauses and cheering just after the sound check, and this never happened to me before.
Really? Oh wow, that's so cool. What was the sound quality like in the room?
Fantastic,
Oh,
fantastic. It's very. Lunchmeat Festival is really one of the 5-6 biggest audiovisual festival in Europe, and very important, and it's really well curated, and they have great artists, so I really can't complain. The only problem is that after this, there are few other venues that can compete, so usually now when I play other gigs, I feel like, what am I doing here? Because that was so good.
Well, yeah, I'm sure there's big, there's the Barbican in London.
Yeah.
There's
I'm
always
coming.
there's always a bigger to aim for. Now I've seen in the end with the sphere, that's like really very deep. Now, do you know Alv?
I also gonna release this music. I am also going to release the video like after we finish this chat, so people can check it out. The full video that you're showing, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
And so people can check it out and watch this interview. Yeah, hopefully they can get inspired and have some nice, yeah.
No, that last shot as well is awesome. Do you know Alva Noto?
Sure. Yeah. It's one of the main inspiration, especially his shows are really synchronized. Yeah. There is a very strong connection between the audio and visuals, very, very precise, and I was always impressed by how I was feeling involved in the performance itself, because the lights are so on the point, so precise that really it becomes hypnotic, and is a bit what I'm trying to achieve here. And sometimes I feel that people, and I'm happy because it's what I would like to achieve, that people, when they come to my show, they are like really hypnotized, and I don't hear much people talking, just so stay in silence like in a cinema. So
yeah, like
I'm kind of happy
like
that
church.
this happens. Yeah, even better.
Cool. So now I've got your screen in front of us. Do you want to take us through the scene a little bit? What did you start with, maybe, or?
Yeah, so I used some presets from Unreal, from the Elven Ruins. So it's from the.
That you got from the marketplace.
Yeah.
From the library.
And it's really helpful. But yeah, now it was really helpful to have already the material from the assets, because it's
and
really close to what I want to achieve.
So then you already knew what you wanted it to look like.
Yeah, I wanted to, I was in Iceland like some 3-4 years ago, and I was so blown out by how beautiful is this country. And what fascinated me the most is that all the volcanic rocks and sand is really dark and black. So you really end up in a beach with complete black sand, and for me it was like living in a dream, because it was like coming out of my imagination, because since I'm a child, I'm always attracted by anything dark, let's say.
So can you make it full screen, the viewport there, so we can see
this one?
Yeah. Just press F11.
F11. Okay.
There you go. Little tutorial.
Yeah. I'm not pro with Unreal, but
Yeah, because
it's
normally
also...
you were saying, so normally your day job is doing Corona renders.
Ah, yeah,
right?
yeah. I do 3D visualization for apartments and
So this is all
mainly interior spaces. Yeah. And
that's really cool.
also very important, I would like to mention that the idea of the monoliths is inspired by the paintings of a very great artist. He is called Artis Jakobsson. He's also a friend of mine.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he does these Krakow drawings that are completely amazing.
Wow.
Please, everybody, go check out his
Can
art.
you show his website?
Yes.
Wow.
This was an exhibition that he did, and those are his Krakow.
Right. I see.
Yeah, especially this one is really inspired by his one. Are really beautiful. When I saw them, I was so blown away.
You know, it's really, after all this stuff I've heard, it's like chaos and order. Just the combination is endless.
I love so much these paintings or drawings.
Are they drawings?
Yeah, Krakow. How do you say?
Oh, charcoal.
Charcoal, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, wow, amazing.
Yeah, and he's such a nice person and so talented. Please, everybody, go check out his work and buy his art, because he's one of my favorite artists. Artis Jakobsson.
Easy to remember.
He's from Latvia. Yes. Yeah, here you can read Artis Jakobsson. Yeah, even his photos are amazing. It's everything he does. Fantastic person, great artist, really. Okay. So those were.
You can see the influence,
Yeah, totally. I mean, actually, we were trying out to realize them in 3D, and I started to do some tests with my scene, and
so now, these were all from this. This is quite an old
also
scene.
Very important thing is that I don't know if it's noticeable, because in my original story there was a lighthouse in the story that I would like to create. So sometimes you see there are these flashes sometimes.
Oh, I see.
So the flashes here are created by these monoliths flying, let's say, while in the first scene you will see that the light is like rotating and is emulating the light of a lighthouse, because it's an expression of somebody looking for the true or whatever.
Oh, the light.
So in the first part of the video, you will see that there is a light that is rotating, and it's like a lighthouse light that rotates on itself to kind of indicate
show the way.
The way, So also let's say Unreal was really helpful, because it has all these atmospheric elements like smoke and atmospheric fog and particles and dust. You know, with 3D Studio Max would it be much more long and complex.
Well,
also this
as you found
depth
out.
of field, the depth of field, the automation on the focus is really cinematographic, and I really love it so much.
So how big did you render the final animation? Was it huge?
Just full HD, because I didn't want to stress too much the computers for the live performance, but I could totally think about exporting it in 4K. But also some stones were really scaled, so here you can see the texture is a bit blurred and not really.
Well, it's quite an old project, that one, isn't it? So now you can use all the Quixel stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to put my hands on it. I think really I did it this summer, this video, and since when Quixel is really since when can we download also the Quixel stuff? So it's like September or October, right? So
no, you can go right now in the marketplace.
Yeah. I mean, I just
since
did
last,
it
before
before they released it. So
yeah.
But I cannot wait to start to use them, because here I try to simulate Iceland, and now Iceland is photo scanned and free to use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you can, because you said you had plans for the future with this, or you're going to develop it?
Yeah, I will totally try to do something else with it. Maybe I will continue this story, who knows? Let's see.
Yeah. Or you just move on to something else and on the same
Yeah, totally.
Totally. Cool. Very cool. Brilliant. Well, wow, this is so inspiring. I mean, I was completely taken in, and I love the fact that there's a story as well, you know, because usually a lot of these visuals, maybe they can go a little bit endless in a loop sometimes, and it doesn't really go anywhere, whereas there you kind of...
yeah, I'm not a VJ kind of guy.
Yeah, I know.
No, I really like, I really need people to fall into a story, or more than my story. I prefer to think that they create their own story in their minds, and I can just confuse them enough to...
That's what artists do.
Confuse people, right?
So where can we find you? Have you got a website that we can...
Yes, I have a website. Shamefully, I'm a bit busy, so it's not updated, but maybe better on Facebook.
Facebook or Twitter?
Yeah, there is the Nent, the Nent, the Nent, and that's on Facebook. And also I have Instagram. Sometimes I put some stuff. I promise in the next days I will upload some stuff. So
yeah.
So probably by the time people will see this video, there is gonna be something. And I will upload also the video of this performance on YouTube. So maybe we can link maybe we can just leave the links in the description of the video.
Absolutely, yeah, I'll put the link below, and people
can
I
will send them to you.
The actual video and follow you. And because this is the other great thing, is that now with Unreal you can do loads of screenshots and post stuff on Instagram, and you have unlimited amount of content.
Unfortunately, my creative pressure is faster than my social network.
Yeah, exactly. That's,
dude.
Well, no, it's all worth showing everybody.
I promise I will. I really like how the light reflects on the surface here. I really love this.
Yeah. So that
it looks like a pyramid in the beginning, and then it rotates, so dynamic, and these things in the foreground. And it's really slow, and this one I really like it a lot.
yeah, exactly.
And so
placing the light exactly at the right spot to be able to get that reflection, and that's just really fun.
So I will upload more stuff, and I will send you all the links. So
excellent.
If somebody's interested, they can check it out.
Yeah.
And
cool. Well, thank you very much. I think
and thanks also, because the caustic in the first part are from you. And also thanks useful. And thanks a lot for the suggestion to try to use Unreal. It's really
I'm glad
it really helped me a lot.
Because, I'm glad. I'm really looking forward to seeing all the other stuff you're going to do in the future.
Thanks
So
a lot.
keep it
Thanks
up.
a lot.
That's great. And
Thanks
yeah,
a
I
lot.
hope to see a lot more of you in the future. So
Yeah, count on it.
cool. Well, thank you everybody for listening, and
Thank you
we'll
very
leave it
much.
there, and we'll see you next time.
Yes.